start. On Sunday, November 4, the Congress organized a public meeting in New Delhi that some labeled the first political event in support of economic reform. At the meeting, the Prime Minister, the Congress President, and the party's heir apparent Rahul Gandhi spoke of the need for foreign direct investment within bracket FDI in a variety of areas and in particular multi-brand retail store. They said this was necessary to create remunerative markets for farmers. By opposing it, the opposition was doing a disservice to the country. FDI in retail is certainly a welcome policy initiative. Nevertheless, it is worth asking if assessments of the Congress offering unstinted political commitment to liberalization is exaggerated. The party and the UPA government are cherry picking those reforms decisions that are easy and convenient. They are attempting to talk up the economy, which is a good thing, of course, but are yet to offer evidence of clarity in regard to a broad hyphen based embracing of a new economic doctrine. Take an example. At the November 4 meeting, the Congress leadership spoke of how FDI in retail would build cold storage units across the country and safeguard and preserve agricultural produce. Nobody will seriously argue against this. It is sobering to note that, like all good businesses, policy reform its to follows a backward integration template. What does this mean in the case of FDI in retail? The cold storage will need electricity. Walmart and Carrefour are not in the power generation business. Generating power will require reforms in coal, include genuine restructuring of how coal. The auction for 2G spectrum ended on Wednesday with the exchequer earning a paltry rupees 94,000 crore as opposed to the rupees 1.76 lakh crore conceived to have been the resources earning potential by the Comptroller and Auditor General CAG. The lukewarm response is an eye-opener. Why those in the business of auditing should not take upon themselves the onus of policy formulation. But this lesson comes at huge cost, which the Indian economy and telecom sector in particular will have to pay. Recently, telecom operators have been indicating that call rates will increase by 20% and 30% post the 2G auction, given the higher price they will have to sell out for the auction spectrum. Consequently, this move will have an impact on mobile phone usage, especially amongst lower end users, and this in turn will affect the rate of penetration. Clearly, the idea of auctioning 2G spectrum was inconsistent with prevailing market dynamics. As a matter of fact, no bids were received for the Mumbai and Delhi circles, which shows that demand for this valuable resource had been greatly overestimated by the CAG stock, having been forced to sell out a higher price. Nonetheless, telecos will find no option but to pass this financial burden to millions of subscribers, including small farmers, domestic servants, and casual laborers, most falling in the prepaid subscriber category stock. Hitherto, these people were able to, for the first time in their lives, enjoy the benefits of mobile communication stock. How much will this cost the